Welcome to another episode of Sauti Zetu. We have an array of beautiful bevies sitting here with me, and the rest of the Sauti Zetu crew. And we have a very interesting show for you today. I'm going to throw you a few clues. Clues. Yeah, exactly. But have you seen people doing this to their hair? Or talk about their kitchen or their naps? Well, as you can see, we're all natural on the show, and we all have an interesting story, and it's all been a journey for us. So I kind of wanted to find out, how did you get started? How did you go natural?
Yeah, let's start with that end.
Okay, yeah.
I got started natural because I wanted something that I can both rock at work and work out, and it's compatible with like the Sisterlocks just does it all. I can wash it and walk out the door, and it looks professional at work, and hit the gym and wash it and go to bed. How it dries really fast.
So what's the difference between what Palm has, this crazy look, and Sisterlocks? What's the difference between dreads and Sisterlocks?
Well, one thing obviously is the size. The Sisterlocks are much smaller, and the Sisterlocks are trademark. And unlike palms that are palm rodded, the Sisterlocks are kind of crocheted with a Sisterlock tool, so it's like almost braiding backwards. So you always retighten the growth.
And you spend more money than I do, and Tori, right?
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So you have to get yours done by someone else.
Yeah, you have to get it done by a Sisterlocks consultant.
How long have you been having the Sisterlocks?
4 years now.
Wow. I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
But see, I can't do the permanent look. Like, and I know you change up your hairstyles and you kind of, I feel like sometimes I want to come on an afro, you know, like you're stuck with braids forever.
That's what I was afraid too.
But you're not really stuck because, and Tori, you can interject, because you do different styles. Like I can curl my hair, I can put it up in a whatever. I can't do the afro unless I pick my locks out. Then that way I can go back to, you know.
You keep on saying picking your locks. I mean, is it really possible?
I know, I don't know how.
Every time
Can you
somebody...
pick the whole thing
Yes,
out?
you can. It's going to take several days, a lot of patience, which I'm not sure I have just yet. But several people who had locks, like long locks, said they sat down, they conditioned their hair, you know, lots of them get a good
Soft conditioner.
yes.
You can also, if you really-
Can you do that?
Because you do lose some hair and it does rip
You're gonna
out
lose,
some hair.
yeah.
You lose a lot. So I've known people to do it. They cut the hair, like they've had locks down to here, and they cut the hair very short, like maybe up to here, and then start threading it. But of course, you lose a lot of hair, and even combing it out, you're going to lose a lot of hair because it's not been combed for a while.
It's
Okay.
actually easier to take out the Sisterlocks because there's actually 4 different ways I think of doing it. So it's crocheted in a specific pattern, so you can
Uncrochet.
like you do.
Wow.
Interesting.
Let's talk about Miss
Frankie.
Frog over here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Frankie, tell us about your little journey.
Well, first of all, I don't know if you guys have had this embarrassing moment where you have a weave or something, maybe like the easy slip-on, whatever they call it, and you're at that moment where it kind of falls off.
Oops, oh, it's on the side. It's lopsided.
And it just doesn't fall off on its own, you know, like somebody wants to put their fingers in, you know, in your hair. Okay, and you're like holding your
Like, don't touch your hair, don't touch your hair.
So, been down that road, and I was like, this is just not fun. And then a lot of guys don't even like that kind of thing. You're natural, that's what they like. So, it's just simply beautiful to be natural. Chemicals.
How long have you been natural?
It's actually been almost a year, going almost a year now. And so, yeah, I was just like, braid and just keep my hair natural, do something with my hair. It's fun. And you can do a lot of things with your natural hair.
So do you get more compliments with the natural looks versus the perm or
Number
weave?
one compliment. Okay. You look totally young at I'm
Are you
serious.
serious?
She told me that when she walked in. I was like, oh wow.
That's one thing. I mean, it's a good compliment.
Who doesn't want to look young?
Yeah, we need to look young.
Yeah, so.
Awesome.
Brings out your eyes, very nicely.
Now, Victoria, I see you got dreadlocks. What made you transition to dreadlocks? Did you wake up one morning and say, you know what? Let me just lock my hair.
As opposed to having an afro.
Right.
Well, what happened was, keeping it short, is I've always wanted dreadlocks. When I was married, I knew dating my ex-husband, and I knew I wanted dreadlocks. I was going to get married, and he was a Caucasian, and he, going through the stage of growing them and getting married and wearing a dress. I wanted to be fully grown or none at all.
Right.
And so about 6 years ago, I decided that I'm ready to do it because marriage, the ceremony had been done at least 5 years by then. And I took and cut all my hair off and started doing the dreadlocks, and I keep them myself. And so I've had them for 6 years now.
Wow.
And I keep them very short. Every 8 to 10 weeks, I cut them to shoulder length. And so that's what motivated me, and the fact that I don't like perms.
Right.
And I want my hair, I've always had very thick hair, and I noticed that the perm really takes your hair out.
It thins it out, yeah.
And so I wanted to keep my hair nice and healthy as I'm getting older, not aging. Getting older, I want my hair to continue to grow thicker and thicker. So that motivated me.
It's gorgeous.
Okay, let's real quick. Anne, let's also hi to her.
Hi.
Welcome on the show. Another natural sister right here. Before, it's funny you gave that story. I know a lady who, I think she got married, and then I guess she wanted to maintain that look, where you have your wedding dress, your hair going this way. The next day, chopped it all off. Like she wanted to go natural. She just decided, you know what, I'm done. So it's fine that you should say that, although yours, of course, happened a little bit later.
Yeah, I wanted to do it then, but because, growing up locks, you have to cut all the perm out.
Yes.
So going to a wedding, I wanted to be as sexy as possible.
Yeah. When I get married, y'all, I'm going to be rocking an afro with my...
Yeah, you want it to
I'm
be,
gonna be doing it.
you want it to be set, not getting set.
Getting
set,
The
right.
first few months are kind of unruly.
Yes,
Kind of
exactly.
twisty.
Yeah,
Keep it all neat,
imagine
yeah.
taking a picture with one lock unraveled.
Okay, so tell us challenges you've had with your Sisterlocks in the corporate world. Have they embraced you?
So far, yes. It's very easy to maintain a corporate look. You can hold it back into a ponytail or braid it up into a bun, and you look professional from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
So that's
So it's been smooth going for you.
pretty much, yes.
Frankie?
Wow. When I used to have all those perms and weaves and stuff, looking very corporate, and everything, and I'm standing in front of these guys at my place of employment and, doing a presentation and stuff. They really like that. But I got to that point where I decided to go natural, and sometimes I like it, you can make it look nice and professional, but I can really go extreme with my frills sometimes. So anyway, one time they really decided they wanted somebody else to do the presentation, and I was assigned to do it, but they preferred that other person. I was like, why? So anyway, and one thing that came up was you don't maintain a professional look, corporate professional look, and I'm like, being myself.
Yeah.
It doesn't change what I have to present, what I have to do.
Right.
So.
And the point is, it was neat, presentable.
I am not my hair.
There you go. So anyway, I just get tired of magazines and stuff trying to prove that,
You have to be a
what
certain.
you have to be a certain way to
Yeah.
be. You know what? You just want to be yourself, and that's the most important thing. So,
I know, Kenini, you have to leave, but I have one question for you. Do you get people wanting to touch your hair?
Initially, it was really annoying, but now I've just embraced it and sell the idea because I think natural hair is the way to go. So hey, go ahead, touch it.
I have a
Get rid of the palm.
theory that some people put their energy into my hair, so sometimes I'm a little bit abrasive of letting people, touch my
That's a good energy or bad energy, I know.
No, it depends. Like they're really like, oh my god.
And some pull.
Yeah.
And some
Oh,
people
you need
pull.
that.
People are gentle, just pull.
I get
you
a
know?
lot of Caucasians that want to touch my
Yeah.
hair.
Right,
They're
right.
Like, can I touch your hair? Yeah. Because what they think is that it's hard.
Yeah.
And when they
That's
say,
the
okay, and
notion.
they'll touch it and they're like, it's very soft.
Mhm.
So they have their misconceptions, just like she brought out in corporate America. They're thinking what they associate it with is drugs and
That's
drugs.
true, yes.
That's
Yes.
exactly
Yes.
what they associate it with.
Mhm.
And so when you're going on an interview, for me, I mean, I'm self-employed, but when I was getting back into the job market, they were stereotyping me
Mhm.
because they're looking at an interview and my dreads are very neat, very nice, groomed, but it was their own personal view of dreadlocks. And so they sometimes don't look at the person. They'll look like
They look at
sister
the
locks.
behavior.
Sister locks aren't as threatening to them as dreadlocks.
Right.
So that's what I have found. And so now when I'll meet people and they're like I'm using Caucasians because of course African Americans and people of color are very receptive, period. But white America, they now they're working on changing their biases about
Right.
that, even in everyday setting outside of corporate America.
Okay, I want to kind of disagree with something real quick, but can you name?
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been dismissed.
No. Okay, what I was going to say was, and I know maybe in Kenya or something, I know some people here, their child is going to get dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that child is smoking some weed. That
People
child
of color.
People of
I
color.
go back home.
Yeah.
The stereotype.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's different,
Yeah,
It's
so it's
different in
not.
America,
It
yes.
is.
I think my son had locks the same size as yours, and when we went to Kenya, everybody thought I'm crazy that he didn't have them.
Mhm.
But here, it's embraced.
It's exactly, and I've gone to, I have lots of friends with locks in New York City, and there it's very common.
Right.
Because you go to 125th Street in Harlem, and everybody's there getting their locks set, or their braids done, or their, the curls done, whatever. Everybody's just full. And going to Jamaica, people think it's about drugs.
Right.
Exactly.
True that.
So it really is based on where you are. And it's funny because you're going to a place that's predominantly black and they
Okay.
associate it with drugs.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys what your
Let's
opinion
get
is.
Annie here real
Yeah,
quick first.
what's your opinion on people with dreadlocks? I mean, like when you saw me, when you look at people with dreadlocks, what
What's the
is
first thing that comes to mind?
My personal opinion is just, I love it. I love it. I want to talk to you. I want to sit down with you, find out where you got it done. I want to do it at some point. I don't know.
Tell us your story real quick. When did you go natural and stuff?
I went natural about a year ago. I was just tired. I was tired of the chemicals. I was tired of growth, retouch, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't do it anymore. So one day I just went and sat down there and I said, cut it off. It was so painful because me and my hair, I love my hair.
And our hair doesn't grow that fast.
It doesn't grow that fast. So I hold on to it.
Speak for yourself.
It was actually liberating. The last time I got my hair cut, I cried, but this time I was like, cut it off, cut it off. And it was like a weight was lifted. It was awesome.
I agree with you. Because I felt the same way with all the hair thinning, and I'll go every 2 weeks. I'm paying $40 every 2 weeks for a hot oil treatment, and it got to a point where my stylist just said, you know what? Have you just thought of going natural? Because she said my hair is fine. You don't need all these chemicals anymore. Because the back of my hair started breaking off. Remember how short it was? And then when I cut I shaved the back so it can now level up. It just never grew. Like, it stopped growing at one point, so I just decided, hey, let me just go natural.
And I know, Joyce, you kind of have like similar story, but you tell us your story.
I think for me, after the baby, the hormones just go crazy. And I had perms for years too. And each time I would shower and just comb the hair or brush it, there was so much of it on the comb. And one day I told my husband, you know what, come and cut my hair. Thought I was kidding. He's like, no, just get your machine and just cut it. He's like, all of it? Yeah. So I cut it all the way, totally gone. Yeah.
Wow.
And I can't believe how I felt. It was so liberating.
So when you
wear makeup every morning, going to work.
Lipstick, whatever.
And how was it when you walked into work, Bob?
They loved it.
Yeah. It's funny.
They love. It's so funny. I get so many compliments from guys at work than anywhere else.
That's true. When I first cut my hair off, because I let it grow out, the perm grow out to at least that much, because I couldn't wait to cut it, because I couldn't wait to go natural, I couldn't wait to get into my locks, and I twisted it, and it was so neat. It was like little square boxes. I mean, it was so perfect, and I do my hair myself, and I've done my locks all my life myself, and everybody loved it at that stage. They loved it at that stage. Because it was so perfect. It was like, you know, like somebody had drawn lines and squares on my head.
Right.
And then, of course, it brings out our eyes, our lips, and everything. So it was just really perfect. It's when you're growing it out.
Okay, because I know Frankie also has to kind of leave. So I'm going to let her maybe tell us, I don't know, her biggest challenge or what she's kind of still learning. Because you want to be natural for a year, so what are you still struggling with?
You get tempted.
To go back?
No, I never really gone back. And actually, I'm thinking of getting some locks. I've been, like I was telling the girls earlier, I've been looking at, pictures, magazines, everything. It's just beautiful. I like it. But I don't know how the corporate world is going to receive this, So that's just basically it. Get Sisterlocks. But, nah, I like it.
You want the big ones?
Choose the big ones. It's just an adjustment, I think, because I mean, I was working when I started my locks, and you just really have to, keep them neat, and it's a constant. That's the time that you put into it, but it's a journey, and you enjoy the journey at each stage, whether it's like baby locks or medium size or long. You enjoy each stage, you learn it, and you love it. I miss. Do you miss when my locks were really short? I miss that stage.
I'm happy with this one. I mean, I had a long at one time, and it was just, that's when I said, I don't know if I want locks. Then I started
And
wearing
it
short
weighs
hair.
the hair too.
I cut them, and now I love them. I barely have to lock my hair. I just wash it, set, and it just locks my, because it's so twisted, it's trained. And it just locks it, goes the right direction on its own.
All right, Frankie. Well, good luck. You get lost, let us know. We'll be looking out for you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, you guys.
All right.
I know we all have different textures, and none of you guys asked me about my hair journey, so I'm gonna tell y'all.
I know. I haven't mentioned mine. It's all right. Get in there. Tell us.
I've been natural about 9 years, going on 10.
I don't want to ask you, but it's been too long.
Hey,
No, you have
The longest one here.
before you met me, I had the fro.
She
Back
has.
in San Diego, I cut my hair back in 2003, so that's 9 or 10. Yeah, do the math. But for me, it was totally different. It was a lifestyle change, more holistic. I became a vegetarian, so I thought about what am I putting into my body, because that affects everything about me. So I changed that up, changed my lifestyle, what I eat, a whole lot of other things, and I chopped my hair off. And it was very, everybody uses that word liberating.
It is.
But it is. You can go
You
swimming
cannot explain, but it is. You feel that relief.
It's true, you do. At the same time,
Okay.
you do feel pain when you're combing your hair. Sometimes.
Yeah, because let me be real. My story, okay, it's
Yes.
okay, me, I have, what do they call it? That's still with hair.
It is still.
Okay, well, I've also been, natural for years, so I'm with the,
Just a year or years?
Just a year.
Okay.
1 year to be exact. Last summer, took my braids down. Yeah, I'm always in braids. Took them down. My hair had grown beautifully. So it was like, should I go to Diane? Spend about she charges me so much because when I go, it has so much growth. Then I have such hard hair that she charges me like 150. So yeah, like I have to use more prime on you. I'm like, seriously?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I end up paying like $150 just for a perm. And it looked fabulous though. But like 2 weeks later, more growth, or I'm back to like, okay, I want to swim, I can't swim. No, you gotta keep your hair up. Seriously. So it got to a point I was like, okay, I gotta try something different. Took my braids down, I had my growth. So I tried the transitioning, where you kind of have your perm on top and then you have your natural. Oh, that did not work out so good.
Wow. That's the hardest
That
It's hard.
because you're trying to, so you're combing and then you've got the top and I think for like a week I I was able to over the summer rocket. The following week, I got home, took some scissors, mirror, chopped all the top. And like you guys say, you feel like the weight of the world has been back. But I have to be honest, y'all, I got that still will hair, so I braid my hair now.
I think it's good. It's good because your
It
hair's
hurts,
strong
I've broken blow dries, I tried to comb it, I
See,
broke
people like us, maybe you need to be exactly.
You see?
You haven't found the right product. You just need to
That's
take
exactly.
But don't you think
My
they're
texture is, I have, soft in the back, hard right here. I have you feel it right here. Oh my god.
You don't come
And the
home
back is
hair.
super
Yeah,
soft,
it's soft,
super
the sides
soft.
are soft.
Yeah.
And you have a different, what is it? It's 4C, I think.
Mine is a
No,
4C.
yours might be 4Z.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because when I look at Esther's hair, I said, Esther, you're the people who just deserve chemical. It's okay, chemical work out for you. No, seriously.
Some of us, I think, and I'm not going back, at least not yet.
Okay.
But I know people who've gone, no, I can't do locks.
Why?
Because high hair works best for locks.
Yeah, with the texture.
And not really. Not really.
What? Say that again? What's the
My 4Z hair works best with the locks.
People who have softer textured hair can still, it takes longer for it to lock.
Right.
But I don't think you can't base it on the texture of your hair.
Hi. Look at you with the afro. How you doing today? I'm getting hair advice here, they're telling me to lock my hair because it's so hard.
First of all, look, I don't understand why you still braid your hair.
I know.
Why do you have braids
No.
on? And the other concern you have to now figure out is like, Esther, your
I know.
front is going to start breaking off.
Yeah.
So,
No, when I don't know what to do, honestly, like when I get to a point where I'm like, Anne, I've broken another comb. Let me go braid my hair. Give me 2 months of a break, and then I'll I keep telling Anne, I keep saying Joyce, when I do take my hair down this time around, we're going to go shopping for those conditioners. Get the best stuff.
Come see me.
I'm going to come
I'll
see you,
show you
sit
how to
down,
detangle.
how to detangle, how to
I have
start.
a
Get
whole
the right
range.
comb.
She needs help.
Yes, seriously.
Just come see me.
Yeah, I will.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Samantha, and
Well, about your hair. We're talking about natural hair. So how did you get started?
it's beautiful.
I really didn't need to get started. I had kinky twists, and I had them in for about 5 months. I didn't want to think about it.
But did you have a perm?
I did have a perm
Okay.
before. I did.
5 months is a long time.
Yeah, keep it
Yeah,
5 months.
Most of them
You know when you're lazy, you don't want to take the hair out because you're thinking what you're going to do with it once you take it out. That's what I did. So I had it for 5 months. I knew I didn't want to perm my hair, but going natural wasn't an option. I didn't even think about going natural.
Right.
I just knew once I took them out, I didn't want to perm my hair. So I go to this lady, and I tell her, look, I took down my hair, but I don't want to perm it. And she's like, oh, so you're transitioning? And I was like, what? Transitioning. And then she was like, well, you can do these flat twists, and once you take them out, your hair will be wavy. And I was like, all right, as long as I don't have to perm it, sure.
Well, why are you so against perming? I love perming my hair.
You did need to perm your hair anyways.
It was expensive.
Yeah.
It was really expensive. And I am a college student, so I was getting to a point where I couldn't afford it. So I was like, I knew that there must be something out there where I could have my hair straight without perming it. So
Did you try flat ironing?
I'm horrible when it comes to flat ironing. I'm the worst flat ironer.
You can't get the back. That's the problem. When I had a
Yeah.
fro, like the front is all nice
You
and
mean
straight.
the flat iron where you put it on the fire?
Oh, no, that's awesome.
That's
That's a hot
comb.
My mom used to use that on my hair.
Yeah.
My mom used to use that on my hair.
I'm horrible. So she put the flat twists in my hair, and then when I took them out, like 2-3 days later, I was like, oh my god, my hair's not burning. I guess I'll do that. So then I went natural, I started transitioning, and then after a while, then I was like, oh, I can't stand the two textures of hair, so I just cut my hair, and then I never looked back.
It looks beautiful.
It was very nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wash and go.
So how
Yeah,
long?
this is wash and go. I've been natural